Welcome to The Valley's Voice, Arizona Live's Legal Truths.
Hello and welcome to The Valley's Voice, Arizona Lives and Legal Truths. I'm your host, Travis Meltzer, founder and managing attorney at Valley Injury Law. Today on The Valley's Voice, we're joined by someone who has become a go-to creative force behind some of the most memorable moments in Scottsdale. Barret Elengold, founder of Scottsdale Event Photography, has built a reputation for capturing the energy, emotion, and story behind every event he touches. From intimate celebrations to high-profile corporate gatherings, with an eye for detail, a passion for people, and a knack for preserving the moments that matter, Barret's work has helped shape the visual heartbeat of the Valley's event scene. We're diving into his journey, his craft, and the behind-the-lens perspective of what it takes to bring Arizona's biggest moments to life. Barret, welcome to the show.
What an intro. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, man. That's the one benefit, I joke, of me being an attorney. I'm an okay writer. So that's other than that, I'm a normal guy. So let's kind of get into you, right, man? So share a little bit about your journey. How'd you first get into photography and kind of what drew you specifically to event photography?
Yeah, good question. So thank you for having me on the show. This is my first ever podcast interview. So excited to be here and share who I am and what I do.
Yeah.
And, how I first got into photography, I was in TV production in high school. And so I've been around cameras. When I moved out here, after I graduated high school, I worked for a production company. They introduced me to digital photography, and I couldn't put a camera down. It was coming with me everywhere. And at that moment, I just felt like photography is something that maybe could be something. As far as what brought me to events, I like the energy. Every event has its own rhythm, its own atmosphere, its own story. So I realized quickly I love capturing that. And when clients go back to those pictures, it's like they're reliving that moment.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think with photography, I mean, you're creating not only a permanence of memories, but then you're also creating almost like an artistic version of that memory. And it's really, no, you do great work, man. I've seen a lot of what you post, and, I'm excited to see what you got coming up. And so, I mean, Scottsdale itself, I know it's kind of where you focus a little bit. Doesn't mean you don't go anywhere else, but Scottsdale itself has a, unique visual culture. So how has living and working here kind of shaped your style?
Oh man, Scottsdale's beautiful. You look left, you look right, and everything is picture perfect. And it's a good place to get your reps in. It's got a visual culture. It's bright, it's clean, it's warm. The architecture, the resorts, the desert, pushes you toward a polished, energetic, vibrant look. Shooting here has made my style very sharp and intentional. And so, like I said, you can get a lot of reps in here in the Valley.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in Scottsdale. I mean, it's turned into, if it wasn't already before you and I kind of looked at it, it's turned into kind of an event hotspot. I mean, it's really, especially with the resorts, with the food here, the restaurants, the culture here, it's really become, it's a hotspot of culture, and it's great. I can imagine. I mean, it's just come straight to you. And so, being a photographer and then, going out on your own. So kind of what inspired you to launch Scottsdale Event Photography for yourself?
I spent a few years, the first few years rather, shooting, helping people. All this is while I was working full time. Previous life, I was working corporate, and so I would do this as a side thing. And I saw a demand at that time, whether it was people or professionals or even companies needing pictures, right? We have social media and the internet, and I saw an opportunity and ran with it. I had very little business background, but I knew I was reliable. I knew I was fast. I knew I could deliver a good product. And so, I think a lot of that helped inspired me to start Scottsdale event photography.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, I think much like with the law firm, it also gives you that freedom, right? It gives you that, and freedom of freedom of creative control. And especially in a creative business like yours, you just want to do yours. And with photography, I mean, no, it's great. And I'm happy to see where you're going. And so when did you start the business? About how long have you been doing it?
I started Scottsdale Event Photography in 2015, and post COVID, around 2021, I really saw this business going to the next level. And for a long time, I have a tax person. I never liked doing taxes, and she would always tell me, "Man, you're spending a lot of money on this. Do you really want to keep moving with this?" Yeah, I do. We're going to keep it going. And in 2022, she saw like, oh, wow, he might have something here. And at that time, I'd gotten my entire team got laid off from corporate, and it lit a fire in my butt. And that fire, I wish was lit a little bit sooner, but better late than never.
Yeah. No, for sure. And honestly, starting a business, sometimes it's just one event, right? And it's one action and one item that just is like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to believe in myself and go for it. And that's great, man. And no, I'm the same way. When I started this, I have an accountant person too. I joke I'm not good with numbers. That's why I went to law school. So it's just really having faith in yourself and just accepting the freedom and the risk of running your own life. And it's great, honestly, once you get it to that. So, as a photographer, it's great, right? It's an artistic line of work. You really get to meet 100 different types of people all the time. And what do you see? You're there to capture the heart of an event, right? So what do you see as kind of the soul of event photography?
That's a really good question. The soul is got to be the energy and the authenticity. You want people to feel the event when they look back at the pictures. The candid laughs, the natural interactions, the environment, the atmosphere. That's what tells the story.
Yeah. No, agreed. And no, you're absolutely right. And so when you're going into an event, that's obviously your goal, right? You have the beginning in mind, you have the end in mind. You want to capture the beauty of an event. You want to make sure everybody looks great. But how do you prepare for that event to make sure that you capture those moments?
I do my homework, and when I get the first inquiry and they're asking me, I need a photographer these days, these times, and that's not enough information for me. So before I give you a quote, I need these details. And the more details you can provide, the better your gallery is going to be. And so I like to look at this as being a guest with insider information. And I know that if I know these things before it happens and I can be there before it happens, I'm going to capture the exact thing you're asking me to capture.
Yeah. No, that's great. And I agree. I think at the parties that I've been at with you, actually, I feel like if you're doing your job as a photographer, you're right. You just are a guest that happens to have a camera in their hand. And you are one of the same, or at least a fly on the wall, where you're just catching everybody. It's like catching the animals in their natural environment, right?
That's
Um,
right. That's right.
so, well, and that's great. So, what's one of the most memorable or meaningful events that you've photographed, and why?
Oh man, there's so many. Every event's interesting. Every event, especially when they bring the energy. Some companies, believe it or not, they bring their boring with them. It's not all. It's actually a very few, but I have a lot of memorable moments. Some even with Barstool Sports, Adidas, Paradise Valley City Lifestyle Magazine on a local level. But I think the ones that stand out the most, people are genuinely having fun. It's high energy. If there's music, if it's a happy hour, there's good vibes. Those always create the best photos.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's when people are themselves and aren't
Yeah.
all tightened up, so to speak.
Not a stick figure or a shell of themselves.
No, exactly. So no, you're right. And again, it's making sure to capture the authenticity of the people that you're trying to capture. And
That's right.
no, that's great. No, and so much like every industry, like mine, technology in AI, right? That's all we hear about. It's all we've ever heard about. And, do you find AI based editing or automation tools useful, or do they kind of disrupt that authenticity that you're going for?
That's a really good question. There's so many AI tools, and some are better than others. I use AI in my workflow, not so much on the pre. A lot of that is still me, emails and phone calls, all the way up until the event itself. I use AI in a lot of my posts. And some example of that is, if I use a tool that's for culling and kind of editing. The editing gets better every single day, but essentially with this this tool, I can throw 1,000 images into this product, and it will take all the duplicates, the blurry images. Maybe if your eyes are closed, it'll pull them out and leave me with the best images of the entire event. It can take 1,000 down to 400 or 500 really good pictures, and then it'll edit those. Again, back to what I just said, it's not the best on the editing. Some pictures are better than others. You'll have to go back in there, but I finish, maybe the last 10%. That's cropping, maybe a little bit of color correction, or adjust the exposure a little bit, and export. That has taken my post editing, from hours to minutes as far as getting done with all that. And that allows me to get my customers, my clients, their images faster.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, I think AI is here to stay ultimately. I mean, that's just what it is. And yeah, I think using it in your business while keeping that customer interaction is ultra important, particularly for small businesses like mine and yours, where it's very easy to just implement a tool and say, hey, it's going to make my life easier and it's going to save me money. But ultimately, the customer, especially for you and even for me, they come to your business for you. They come to my business for me. And so without losing that, but increasing and helping, the client experience for sure. And no, that's great. And I think that's kind of where it's going. And the people that don't utilize it will no longer be our competition. So
And,
it's
and
all
I
good.
want to touch and I want to touch that too, because a
Yeah.
lot of people, at least from what I hear, might think that AI is coming for your job. Where I embrace AI, because I think that is going to help you, whether it's land a better job, or something that you could be of value in some future thing. But to say that it's going to take your job, I think that you should embrace it and understand it before jumping to that conclusion.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it in everything in the legal field. It's big. So no, I completely agree. And I think finding that balance and adapting. It's no different really than any other technology that we've had before, where before, we didn't have the editing programs,
Yeah.
So it's like obviously much more advanced, but you're right. I mean, it's really just adjusting and making sure, one, that you know how to use it, don't fight it because it's here, and utilizing it and improving the lives of your employees or your business and your clients. No, I completely agree. um, no, it was great. Yeah, and absolutely. And on that, honestly, so what, working with clients, work with people all the time, what makes a great client photographer relationship for you?
I think the biggest one's communication. I think setting expectations on both sides, and trust. If clients can trust me to do what I do best, the results, are always going to be better.
Oh, no, great. Same here. I think it's with every with every client base, it's setting expectations. You're absolutely right. I tell that to my team all the time. Um, people see commercials and this is what I want, this is what I need. And you're like, well, look, this is what's happening. This is what we're doing. No, but you're absolutely right. And find that common ground. And no, you're right. And I mean, in speaking to clients, what advice do you give clients to kind of ensure that they will get the best images for their event?
I always stress about lighting. That's a good question, because obviously I want my clients to have the best images. And so often I'm in conference rooms, and you can imagine the lighting in there is it's pitch
Awesome.
black.
Yeah.
And so we have to come up with the best solution that I'm going to be able to do my job and provide. And, making sure the lighting is good. Again, having good windows if we're in an area that has that natural lighting, a good room, a good layout. And then also, again, back to what I said before with kind of being that fly on the, well, what you said, being that fly on the wall and, kind of being the guest with insider information, but knowing the schedule, the key moments, who is the VIP, who are the VIPs. I need the shot list. And the more I know, again, the stronger your gallery is going to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you hear that, everybody? You need good pictures. Tell your photographer, tell him what you need. Tell Barret what you need.
Tell me
Because if you
what
don't
you need
tell
and
him,
I got you.
yeah, yeah, because if you don't tell him, he'll be guessing, and there it is. No, I get it, man, and that's honestly where we're at with every company. It's just like it is a team, and I think a lot of customers and businesses, unfortunately, forget that, where you have to be on the same page with your customer, and if you're not, bad things happen generally. So, or at least not good things, maybe not bad things, but so yeah, so I mean, we kind of touched on it in the beginning. Scottsdale's event scene is booming, and it's been booming for a bit. Slowed down a little bit with COVID, but now it's exploding again. Phoenix in general is exploding. So, are there any trends or shifts that you're noticing, at least in what you do?
Oh man, yeah. I think Scottsdale is booming with whether it's a conference, a corporate event, all sorts of events, and we're moving into that time of year. December, January, February, March, where we even have our local events, which brings outside events. And it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it is easier to book clients in this time of where we are in Scottsdale. It's if you have a good camera and you're kind of even putting yourself out there, you should be getting work.
Yeah. No, that's good. No, you're absolutely right. I think, especially in that customer driven business like yours, where it's very, and honestly, the creative side of it, where it's all about connections, man, and it's all about networking and getting out there. And yeah, you're right. I mean, you're absolutely right. Your line of work is even more flooded than mine, where, I mean, candidly, not saying the quality will be there, but I could go buy a camera and technically start a photography company. Not that I'd be great. I probably wouldn't be very good at all, but I could at least
You get there with a few reps.
yeah, no, yeah,
I could
exactly.
teach
But
you.
my point is, yeah, but the thing is it's really not only what you do and how you do it, it's who you know. And especially
Oh
in a
yeah.
growing, booming, community like Scottsdale and the greater Phoenix area for sure.
And it's funny too, really quick, but this morning I actually just got a phone call from a past client last year. They came out here. They're having their holiday party again. They're from the East Coast. And so to come back to Scottsdale 2 years back to back, that often doesn't happen. They're going to another city. They're going to another state. They're going, usually they're going to new places. But when you find a place you like and you find people you want to continue to work with, often, we'll see people coming back to Scottsdale.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And honestly, this time of year, the weather, it doesn't get much better than this. Honestly, it's nice
I
all.
love my hoodie weather, dude.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah. I wait for it every year, man. Um, yeah. So, couple more questions, and then we're gonna hit our rapid fire real quick. We'll do one more question. We'll do that. So, photography is both an art and a business, right? So, how do you really kind of take a step back and balance and maintain that creativity with the realities of running your company?
Well, obviously you need both. If it was my decision, I would just be out shooting all day. You need to be creative, but you also need systems, and those systems allowed me to build this business. That's my website. That's contracts. That's what I'm doing on my website for SEO, backlinks, marketing, different operations. And, often a new business, it's hard to wear all those hats. And if you can build it up to a place, I'm at a point where I feel like I can kind of pass a baton off to someone very strong that can help me take my business to the next level, where I can now focus my time more over here while they're, moving the business this way. And, it's tough to juggle all those things, but when you want it bad enough, you'll do it.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, at least in what I've seen, and I hear it from you, being a good business owner, it's really identifying what you don't want to do or what you're not good at and admitting it. And exactly, when building your team, it's like, I hate doing that. And so that let's find somebody who doesn't mind or likes doing that. And you're absolutely right. That's the best way to grow it. And I've seen you, grow immensely in the year or two I've been following you. So kind of tell me what's next for Scottsdale Event Photography.
That's a good question. I don't talk about it too much, but we're growing in new cities, new states. We're actually in West Palm Beach now in Florida. I have roots there, so it was an easy decision to grow and start in a new market. And we are slowly making our way to New York City. And what I eventually want to do is be in all the big cities as blank event photography, and keep growing the brand, keep growing my name. Because when you look at in the music world and you have your, I could just start naming people, but my point is I want to have my foot stamped in this space. People know Barret. When you hear Barret Elengold, you know that it's a camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want that to be in this space. And so what's next for Scottsdale Event Photography is we're coming to a city near you.
There you go. No, absolutely, man. And that's what it's all about. And especially in today's world, I always say New York or the East Coast has never been closer to Arizona in today's world, man. And that technology's brought us so close, and that's amazing. And I'd love it. I can't wait to see you grow. So before I let you get on to your next thing, I'm going to do some quick fire questions that I did not send you. So these are, are going to be a little off the hip. So, first instinct, just name your favorite Arizona spot. So breakfast burrito, where do you get it?
Breakfast burrito, I like Berdina's in Old Town, or there's a place off 64th Street in Thomas, just north. I'm not entirely sure the name of it, but it's inside this hole in the wall.
Yeah.
They've got a really good burrito too.
Yeah, those are sometimes the best. The little door on that side that nobody goes to.
Exactly. That's the place. I mean, that literally to a T is the place. So good.
No, that's awesome, man. So how about late night bite? Where are you going?
Late? I'm going to In-N-Out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Not technically local, but I agree. It's that, or honestly, Del Taco too is kind of like a weird space for me, but that's a whole other conversation.
I've never had Del Taco, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get why you shouldn't. I shouldn't, but I do. And so, how about, let's see, favorite Arizona collaboration that you want to do moving forward?
Like with a brand, or?
Yeah, let's do brand.
A brand. State 48 would be cool. Like if I had State 48 on my hat, but it wouldn't be like me going to State 48. It would be like a legit, like, hey, we're making this because.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, same. And actually, the episode that just came out, whenever this came out.
Yeah.
So, and then what about your best like happy hour spot? Where do you go?
More recently, I've been going to Olive and Ivy.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, that's consistent for sure. And then we'll do two more, and then I will let you on with it. Coffee run. Where do you get your coffee? If you drink it, I didn't even ask.
I love coffee. I actually go on my bicycle every morning that I can, and I go to different spots in Old Town. The market, what's it called? My God, it's inside this like little thrift shop. It's right there next to, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. But they use ice cube. They put their ice cubes are coffee. So when it melts, you're still drinking coffee. I love that. And then, a little bit south here, McDowell and the Roadrunner Apartments, my boy Dylan owns, and this is not biased. I think they have some of the best coffee in Arizona and Scottsdale, Phoenix, but Stemistry.
Okay. I've seen that. Yeah, and I've been meaning to try it.
You
So,
got to try it.
okay. Well, that is where I'm heading after this. And then, all right. So, Barrett, one more question before I let you go. So, best tacos in Arizona. We're going out to grab tacos. Where are we going?
If we're going out to grab tacos, I like that little hole in the wall off 64th in Thomas. I think it's called Tacos Jalisco. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, it sounds right to me. I don't speak Spanish, but Tacos Jalisco, wherever you are, whoever you are, blow us up in the comments if we screwed up your name. So I apologize, but we will be there. So thank you so much, Barrett. And Barrett, thanks for joining us and giving us a look into the craft and creativity and connection behind Scottsdale Event Photography. Your work has helped tell the stories of people and moments that make the Valley come alive. So now remember, if you've ever been in an accident, visit us, Valley Injury Law, at azvalleyinjurylaw.com, or find us on Instagram at Valley Injury Law. You can also find our incredible guest, Barrett's company, Scottsdale Event Photography, at Scottsdale_event_photography. So be sure to go follow their page. They post lots of great stuff, celebrities, pictures. I mean, the stuff's great. I love it. So be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review if you've enjoyed today's episode. We appreciate you all joining us on the Valley's Voice.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.